Ultimate elevations to you. Blessings be upon you, your household, and everybody is being faithful towards the energy you're giving out. You understand what I'm saying? Welcome to the Juicified Truth, where I give you the water you need for your canoe. Hey, man, I'm not even going to play with y'all today. This is really going to be a different one, but I know it's going to help your faith grow if you're on that journey of building your faith. You feel me? Glory be unto the Lord. Listen, we're in Genesis, okay? Genesis 38. I was meditating on Genesis 37 pertaining to Joseph, but then the spirit took me somewhere else, and I'm going to follow that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you give me my 3 juices in a hand clap. Make sure your hand clap match your profile picture, and let's get into it. If you do have the good book, you can carry on with me. Take your notes, highlight what you need to highlight so you go back to it later and mob on it, meditate on it, and get that juice, the extra juice. You feel me? But listen. The topic of today is don't pull out. It's wicked of you to pull out, okay? And I'm going to break it down, okay? Don't pull out. Glory beyond. And I just want to put a footnote out there. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Keep a mature mind and understand frequencies, understand the rituals of what we're doing in the spirit. And it's going to make sense when we enjoy it in the flesh, okay? But don't pull out. All right, glory beyond. So we in Genesis 38, all right? It came to pass at that time that Judah departed from his brothers and visited a certain friend in the nation whose name was Hira, all right? Now let me slide down. This is after they already did what they did to Joseph. Now, this came about because I was reading about Joseph and I was going to talk about Joseph. I don't want to say too much about that because that's going to be a juicified truth for another date, but it came to pass when the brothers did something to Joseph, why didn't God call it wicked, right? Because as I'm reading 38, it came like, well, why didn't what the brothers did to Joseph be considered wicked? It was evil of them, but that evil had to happen for Joseph's prophecy to take place. And then I was like, okay, so evil and wickedness is 2 different things, all right? And we're going to get into wickedness right here, okay? So Judah departed from his brothers, and Judah saw that they're a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua, and he married her and went into her. Now listen, don't argue with me with these names. All right, we could call it Shishi, we could call it Shante, we could call it whatever. It's more about the word and the understanding that we need to gather from that. If I say it wrong, help me out. But at the same time, I don't care. Glory be unto the Lord. Okay. She conceived and bore a son, and he called his name E-R. That's what we're going to say. She conceived again and bore a son, and she called his name Onan. Glory be unto the Lord. And she conceived yet again and bore a son and called his name Shelah. I know I got that one right. He was at Shezib when she bore him. When Judah took a wife for his firstborn, her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord killed him. Okay, stay with me. And Judah said to On, go into your brother's wife and marry her and raise up a heir to your brother. Now, you remember when I told y'all about marriage? It is a commitment. It is a sacred thing. He said, go into your brother's wife and marry her. Once you enter to a woman, you have married her. Glory be unto the Lord. I'm not really going to go that deep right now because I want y'all to understand what I'm trying to get at. But this is what I'm talking about with marriage. It is a sacred thing with the Lord. We are all married to the Lord. Let me finish this. Glory be unto. See, when the Jews get like that, sometimes because I understand that you guys are trying to understand, so I can't move too fast. Okay, so just bear with me. When it's really juicy for me, sometimes my spirit be trying to get there, and I gotta slow it down just a little bit. Okay, and raise up a heir to your brother. But On knew that the hair would not be his, and it came to pass that when he went into his brother's wife, that he spilled on the ground, lest he should give her a hair to the brother. And that thing which he did displeased the Lord, therefore he killed him also. This is what I'm trying to explain to my loved ones. That when you commit that act of marriage and you say to death do me part of it, are you understand what I'm saying? When people are like, oh, I'm my brother's keeper. then you're supposed to keep your brother forever. These are marriages. I don't want people to just to think that it's a marriage pertains to a woman and a man. It's a spiritual thing. It's a tradition of the spirit that we all have. If God wanted to hold us in contempt of, will be found guilty. You feel what I'm saying? Now, this brother already knew this is not going to be my hair. And I don't really care for my brother like that, but I want these yams. So he goes into the wife to commit this act to marry her. And the wife knows, and he know, and the father knows why you guys are coming together is to give a hair to your brother. You didn't do that. You backed out. So now what you said you were doing it for it has been abolished. It has been omitted. Your words came back void. Are y'all following what I'm saying now? That's what wickedness is when you back out of doing something that you said you would do. And that's why God explains to us, I'm not like, man, when I say something, I mean it. And I'm going to do it until death departs us from it. And since you have everlasting life in the spirit with me, then for eternity, I will take care of you. Y'all not hearing nothing that I'm saying right now. So I'm going to carry on. So he killed him. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow in your father's house till my son Shelah is grown. For he said, lest he also die like his brothers. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. Now, in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. So now the process went on. Life went on. Judah's wife passes away. He goes kick it with his friends. Tamar was told, hey, he going over there with the homies. So she took off her widow's garment, this is verse 14, covered herself with a veil and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, which was on the way to Timnah. I'm not about to play with these names. For she saw that Shelah was grown and she was not given to him as a wife. So Judah lied. Do you see the apples that came from Judah's tree? I'm really trying to break this down for people to understand. Your sons got slayed, both of them. You have one son left. You said something to Tamar that you, I'm sorry, is that her name? Yeah, to Tamar, and you didn't hold your word to it. Everybody's backing out of the covenants that they're making. So God said, okay, I got one greater for you. So then this happens, right? When Judah saw her, he thought she was a harlot because she had covered her face. Then he turned to her by the way and said, please let me come into you. And he did not know that she was the daughter-in-law. So she said, what will you give me that you may come into me? I said, back out. He's talking about going in. See, we got to understand there's certain words that allow us access to enter into things. Are you following what I'm saying right now? I really want to slow this down because this is very imperative that we understand this, because a lot of faithful people are saying, I don't know why God is not talking to me. But at the end of the day, you don't know what you spoke to the Lord. And God is waiting for you to finish what you said you was going to do so he can open up the gates and allow you to enter into a greater marriage with him. Are you following? That's why he said you have to remember what you're saying with your tongue so you don't defile the bed that we lay in. So she said, what will you give me that you may come into me? And he said, I will send a young goat from the flock. She said, will you give me a pledge till you send it? Then he said, what pledge shall I give you? She said, your signet and cord and your staff that is in your hand. This is a pledge. Are you understand what I'm saying? We all sat here and said, Lord, I want to enter into the kingdom. God said, well, what are you going to do to enter into the kingdom? I'll give you my life. Okay. And then a lot of people want to give God their life, and then they enter into the kingdom. They get this favor. They get these blessings, and then they back out of the kingdom. They back out of the words. They back out of the marriage. They do the wickedness, and then the relationship dies. Glory be unto the Lord. She arose and went away and laid aside her veil and put on the garments of her widowhood. Now let me go back. When she said, what will you give me as a pledge? He said, what do you want as a pledge? You see what I'm saying? He didn't even really care. He just focused on his desires, not the long term. And see, everybody is saying things and pledging things to the Lord. God, I'll stop smoking. I promise you, if you get me through this, Father God, I'll stop smoking. And God be like, all right, cool. So then you get out of that. I place you in peace. And then you say, well, God knows my heart, so I'm going to... No, Saul, we not doing that, sweetie. Are you following what I'm saying? That's a wickedness. You have to understand this level. You have to take this in your mind and say, dang, for eternity, am I willing to pledge this for eternity? That's why people say, David, why don't you eat meat no more? Because I pledged it. I told the Father God, if you help me out in this situation, I'll sacrifice eating these things. God did it. I can never go back to it, ever. If somebody feeds it to me and I didn't know, that's something different. But if I knew, just like On knew, and I still did it, that's a wicked act on me. Are you following what I'm saying? Glory be unto the Lord. If I say, Father God, I'm not going to smoke weed no more if you do this for me, but I still want to do Eddie's though. All right, cool. So I can never smoke weed. You feel me? You got to be specific on what you're doing. Father God, I will give you my life if you pour onto me the blessings, if you give me the knowledge and wisdom that man cannot contradict. I will stay faithful and I will pin myself to your pole, your house, and allow you to be a master over my life and possess me, control me, and move me upon the paths that you want me to do for your name's sake, for everlasting. I will never depart from you. I have sold myself for the kingdom's good. And then God starts doing all these things to me. This is everlasting. This is a code of honor. This is a respect level that cannot be impeached. Are you following what I'm saying? See, man got us into thinking that words are not that valuable, but they are. All you have is your word. And based off of your words, things manifest. Glory be unto the Lord, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So he gave those things, got what he wanted, went on about his way, told the homie, bring her the goat. The homie went up there. She wasn't there. Glory be on. Let's keep going. So she went her way. Like I said, he asked for the goat. The man said she wasn't there. So he returned to Judah and said, this verse 22, I cannot find her. Also, the men of the place said there was no harlot in this place. I'm going to keep breaking it down. See, God gave us something called light. And we said we'll be righteous with the light. And God said, well, what are you going to give me for this light? And we said, your light. And God said, well, until this happens, what are you going to do? Well, Lord, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do this. And God said, okay, cool. We get what we want. And then we try to transcend back into our old ways. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We cannot transcend back into what God slayed off. Are you following what I'm saying? Are y'all following what I'm saying? We cannot. You cannot serve two masters. You have to make a choice. And that's why God gives us so much time to meditate on it, study it, make sure we can live without it. Are you following? I need you guys to really comprehend what I'm saying right now. This is why our parent, I'm going to get to that. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get to it. He said, okay, whatever. Let her take it for herself, lest we be ashamed. For I sent this young goat, and you have not found her. Verse 24. And it came to pass, after 3 months, that Judah was told, Tamar, your daughter, played the harlot. Furthermore, this is a child by harlotry. So Judah said, bring her out, and let her be burned. When she was brought out, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, by this man to whom these things belong, I am with child. And she said, please determine these things, the signet, the cord, and the staff. So Judah acknowledged them and said, she has been more righteous than I, because I did not give her Shelah, my son, and he never knew her again. Do you see how Judah was trying to condemn her, though? First of all, you lost 3 things. You didn't even care about those things that much, that you didn't even look for them. You didn't even try to find out like, oh, somebody played me along the way. Oh my God, I got bamboozled. None of that. Why? Because he already knew what was on his heart. Y'all not hearing nothing I'm saying. People are lusting after you and the faith that you have, telling you whatever they're going to tell you, words that hold no value just to get your worth put upon them. And then they go about their way. You're not even there and they don't even care. Then on the verse side, people tell you certain things and you try to meet that person there and that person not even there. There's so much truth in this. There's so much truth. But God cares about you that he chaseth you. When he can't find you where you said you were going to be at, God goes search for you because you are the cornerstone to his kingdom. Y'all are not hearing nothing that I'm saying right now, brother, sisters. Y'all are not hearing me. Man is a liar. Man is the devil's. Man be telling you anything. That's why God said, don't trust man. I'm trying to give y'all this in the beginning so you can have a longer ending, or take a postponeness in your prosperities, enjoy those, and like extend your life, lengthen it. Don't deal with man. They're treacherous. You got to do it with me. Make sure I'm always in the center of that conversation so I can know you what to heed or what to rebuke. Are you following what I'm saying? Tamar did that because she knew, hey, you a liar. I see your son grown. You ain't even giving to me. You don't even care about me for real. You ain't even care about your two sons for real. Are you understand what I'm saying? You trying to use the death of your wife to try to get some onions, some yams, clap something right quick, and then go about your way. You ain't even trying to come look for the things that you gave me. And that's what man tried to give you. Things of no value, pain, sorrow, misery. And then they go about their way and try to act like nothing ever happened. But God, the God that we serve that is righteous, he's always going to find a way to correct it. People be out here trying to play victim, and all you got to do is just chill. They be trying to call you out. All right, cool. So what is this? That's why in today's society, everybody trying to keep receipts. Y'all not hearing me? I don't need to keep receipts because I know what I did was out of love, out of compassion, out of a kindness, out of a desire. I don't need to keep a receipt. People could keep a receipt on me all they want. I don't care. I'm not throwing it up nothing. Hey, it is what it is. Let God be the juror of that and judge of that. I'm not worrying about it. But when people keep receipts because they're trying to keep their character a certain way, but when you really doing it in a godly atrimony, you ain't got to worry about that. Because the truth shall set you free. And what set her free? The truth. Oh, she's more righteous than I. Exactly. Are you following what I'm saying? You went into a whole different land and tried to do something and got caught. You tried going into a whole different land to do something, tell a lie in a whole nother land, and then back out. Try to send something along the way, not yourself, but through somebody else's hand. It came back to you that person wasn't even there. You like, all right, don't say nothing because I don't want to be put to shame. And it came knocking at your door. You can't get away from the inequity. Glory be on. You can't get away from that when you're not doing right by that. People be thinking like, oh, that's why I try to tell people, let God deal with it. 3 months. That's what happened. Then time went past after that. Look what happened. You got to give it time. God said, I'm going to let it grow. I'm going to let the weeds grow with the tree and the plants and whoop. And then at a certain time, I'm going to cut it down. Let God's vengeance and his righteousness deal with that. If you know you're doing things in the righteous way that God asked you to do, you ain't got to trip on nothing. You ain't even got to plead your case. Christ never pleaded his case. In time. God got y'all, bro. You feel what I'm saying? God got all the ornaments that y'all sacrifice. God got y'all words put in a jar, read it in a book. Y'all not hearing me. But we're going to get back to it. So he did that, right? Never knew her again. So then she bore something. Here we go. Here comes the good stuff. 27. Now it came to pass at the time she was giving birth that, behold, the twins were in her womb. And it was so that she was giving birth that one put his hand out, and the midwife took a thread and bound it on his hand, saying, this one came out first. Then it happened as he drew back his hand that the brother came out unexpectedly. And she said, how did you break through? This breach be upon you. Therefore his name was called Perez, which means what? Breakthrough. Bel Perazim, the Lord of breakthroughs. God is going to let man do whatever they do, but God's going to know that they're going to pull out because that's what man do. They're not going to see it through. They're going to pull back, and then God's going to come through. Woo! Y'all not following nothing that I said. Okay, cool. Let me carry on. Afterward, his brother came out who had the thread on his hand, and his name was Zerah, which means the rising star, the rising light, so on, so forth. Now, this is the part of the sermon where some of you may not get it, but I am of truth, so I got to tell you it. Isaiah said, what happened, morning star? Or what happened, Lucifer? You used to be the morning star. Then he fell. Then Christ came. Okay, so I'm going to try to break this down to you guys. The reason why it's so easy for you to get a breakthrough is because of what the ones before you dug out. They said they were going to do something. They entered in and then they slipped back out. And they left something. And it was easy for you to be seen. You are the breakthrough child. But the ones that came before you did the work. See, that darkness that is in this world opened up a hole for you to get through with your life. I understand what I'm saying. And I pray, I hope that it makes sense to you. This is why I'm trying to tell you that you have to really take your relationship with God so seriously so you could understand the truth. The greater light and the lesser light. Christ was supposed to be the lesser light. But because of what happened with man, somebody had to back out of that position to keep them contained. And that's what makes it easier for you. Are you following what I'm saying? Christ came and become the greater light. That's why he serves the lesser light, right? Esau, Jacob, right? Okay, cool. So the ones before you were supposed to do something. They committed something to the Lord. I don't know what. But what I'm telling you is they backed out. God killed the relationship. But you need to go in and be that seed and see it all the way through. Are you following what I'm saying? Just like the brother that was supposed to go into the sister. You laying with the wife, your sister-in-law, you were basically saying, I will live by this law. And then the minute you got what you wanted, you spilled it on the floor. You did not commit the act. That's wicked. Anytime that you back out is a wicked act. Are you following what I'm saying? You cannot live by fear, people. You're supposed to be faithful. So let me help you out. You remember when Christ told Peter, you will be the next cornerstone that God builds his kingdom on? And then he said, oh, Satan is asking to swift you like wheat. And he said, don't worry about it. I'll talk to faith. You'll be okay. Christ talks to faith on your behalf. Satan is basically saying they're not going to be the one to break through. They're not going to be the one. I need to make sure that they have light in them. The light bearer, the one that holds the light, that knows how to hold the light, he's going to look at me like, Christ had to go through the same thing. I pray that y'all not afraid to accept this truth. Look at your life. Look at the ones that came before you. They did something. And then the character that you have corrects it. You are a solution to every problem. You could be at work and they be like, oh man, everything done went to dump and it's not working out. And then you come in with an idea and then everybody hates you. Everybody upset with you. Everybody mad. But the reason why you were able to be seen is because what they broke. But through that process, you brought the living water to it to bring life back into it. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you following what I'm saying? Everybody else like, yeah, God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Then they lie to the Lord. All right, cool. Don't worry about it. There's a certain generation that's going to see it all the way through for me. And I'm going to pour my spirit out on them. You are that generation. That's why God is chasing you. That's why God makes sure your words don't come back void. That's why a lot of people are upset with you. That's why the enemy tries to attack you, because he knows you're willing to see it all the way through. You're going to stand on the battlefield when everybody's standing on the side of the battlefield, and you're going to look Goliath face to face and tell him, I'm taking your head and I'm going to take it with your sword. I'm letting you know. And they laugh at you and they mock you. They say, man, you ain't got the strength in you, but God does. I'm going to do it through the strength of the Lord. I'm going to do it through the strength of Christ. I'm going to make it possible through that entity. The ones before you snare at you. That's why that evil spirit comes upon them just like it came upon Saul, because you did something that they said they were supposed to do. They said they were going to keep their life committed to the Lord, and they did it. The first time they gave it to fear, oh, well, because the people, and because they're making excuses. Real people don't make excuses. Real believers in the Lord don't make excuses. They make ways. You don't want to come out? Well, I'm coming out. You want to back out? Excuse me, I got to get out. Are you following what I'm saying? Y'all not hearing. I don't think y'all hearing what I'm saying right now. People are backing out. They are not implementing the seed in the soil. They told God that they did, and the season of growth was supposed to come, and nothing came up out of the ground. You are the one that came and said, God, give me time, and started planting seeds and making sacrifices with your blood, sweat, and tears. And God said, look, my harvest is at hand. You shall be rewarded with the things I wanted to give them. The things that they were supposed to gain, I shall put on your back. That's why they're mad at you, loved one. And you're like, what did I do? You seen it through. Man is making people embrace fear more than they embrace faith. Faith is going to see it through. Fear is going to make you back out of it. That's why God say, don't do that act. Fear me. You know what I'm saying? Put your fear in me. So all you have left is your faith and the courage and the bravery that I place inside your vessel to see it through. Dude, that's why he told Joshua what he told Joshua. What got Moses in trouble? Because he backed out of listening to the Lord. He committed a wicked act that he backed out of listening to the Lord and started listening to the people. What happens when you listen to the people? You start to back out of that great idea. You start to second guess that great vision that God gave you. You start to doubt that the desires are desires and you turn them into temptations. Are you feeling what I'm saying? You start to believe that you have a tainted heart, a wicked heart, a treacherous heart. You start to believe that you're falling short of the glory, all because you're listening to man. You become so fearful that you run away from God instead of to God. Come on, man. 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 Come on. You gotta hear it. Think about it. Look at it. Anytime you believe, and you be like, whoa, you be so happy. You be like, okay. What you so happy about? Oh, because me and God working on it. You and God. You sure you could do that? You think you could do that without a job? You think God gonna provide for you? I don't know. You supposed to be like David and have no fear. Man, I ain't tripping. God gonna provide. I don't know. Times is changing. God's hearing what they saying, but he's waiting for your response. Either way, I shall remain. I'm gonna come out golden. You feel what I'm saying? That's what's gonna help you get your breakthrough. They're trying to get you to back out of it because they already know they backed out of stuff. And if you see it through, that's why Christ said it's going to be easier for Sodom and Gomorrah. Because y'all, they didn't know no better. Y'all know better. Y'all had a greater opportunity to do a greater thing for the Lord and give him a mightier and magnified glory. And y'all chose not to. Y'all backed out. Are you following what I'm saying? So if you back out, then they can be like, hey, God ain't going to judge me bad because, look, you backed out. Tears and all, loved one. You supposed to see it through. Finish the ritual. Don't back out. Don't commit with that wicked act. Don't commit that blasphemous act. You feel me? You got to see it through, loved one. When Satan come knocking at your door, vindicate me. Swift me. Oh, you ain't scared? Not at all. For the Father is next to me. If he allows you to come, then that means he has faith in me like I have faith in him. I shall not be afraid. There is no darkness in me. Glory beyond. Do you remember what you said to the Lord? I do. What did you say? That's not my business. You talk to the Lord to come swift me. You should have asked God what I said. Glory beyond. I'm not going to let the law depart from my mouth to help you do an evil act against my God and use me to do it. I'm not doing it. But carry on. Are you following what I'm saying? These people got you fleeing from Satan. My God. Y'all don't want to hear me today. Y'all don't want to hear me today. I'm going to see it through. When you decree what you're going to decree, that's why everybody trying to take that easy route. Oh, I'm just going to talk the good news and I'm going to spread the word. Why? Why are you just going to do that? Do more. The word's already been spread. You feel what I'm saying? Be a gatekeeper for the Lord. Watch God's gates. Watch yourself and how you're moving on God's righteous path. How about you do that? Commit new decrees to the Lord. Enter yourself in that path that God has smoothed out and wants you to be the leader of that group. Y'all not hearing me. When people do that, what happened? They become fearful. They back out like, oh, no, I don't think I'm ready to talk to the world. I don't think I could do that. I don't think God used me for that because da-da-da-da. Look. But why would God ask you? Because somebody before you did a wicked act and got themselves slayed off. And God said, I need you to go in there and handle that. You're supposed to be like, all right, God. But you know why people don't do it? Because they're not going to get glory from it. Just like the brother, oh, this ain't going to be my hair. I don't care about my brother like that. God said, wow. But you're still going to take the yams, though? Nah. If you're not going to do it at all, don't even take a seat at that table. If you're not going to eat it all, don't even take a seat at that table. But that's what people do. No, I'll finish it. And get over there. No, I don't want no more. This ain't mine in the first place anyway. Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. That's why I make sure I see what I see through. And then when I'm through, I depart from it. Are you following what I'm saying? I depart. Once I see it through, I'm good. I ain't saying nothing else to you, but I seen it through. And man is always going to hold you to your words. But you said, look, and you better remember what you said. And you better be like, yeah, and I did everything I said. And I shall say no more now that I know how your heart is built. You thought I was going to be too fearful to see it through. You thought I was going to be too scared to knock on that door and then run and ring that doorbell and run. You thought I would. No, I'm going to see it all the way through. I said what I said. Now I got to do it. Same thing with Daniel, right? Same thing with the king that decreed it. Dang, bro. I got to, Daniel. It'd be wicked of me as a king to write something and not hold myself to that law. But you're going to be all right because your God is with you. And now that I've seen that through, I can add to that. You feel what I'm saying? You got to see it through. Don't tell God, nah, God, you give me an opportunity, I'm going to see it all the way through. I'm going to make sure I don't even care. I'm going to lose sleep behind it. And the first little tip from death saying, hey, you tired? You know what? I think I could take just a little. No, see it all the way through. Don't try to get technical with the Lord and say, well, technically, God, no. See it through. Blood, sweat, and tears, baby. Sacrifice or whatever. Cast off if you have to cast off. You're supposed to make the enemy cry. And let God laugh and stomp his hands, stomp his feet and clap his hands. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not saying, oh, the enemy is attacking me. The enemy attacking me, but yes, guess what? My legs are still moving forth that vision. Are you following what I'm saying? That's how comfortable you got to be in your faith. Because the Satan saying, oh, they're going to back out. Watch when I take this from them. They're going to back out. Watch when I do this to them. They're going to ask you to stop it. Watch. No. God, give me the strength to see it through. I don't care. God gonna look at Satan and be like, move your hand. Get behind them. Just like the first child, get behind them. They deserve this breakthrough. They made it through that darkness. They overcame. Just like God said in Revelations. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He said, overcome, see it all the way through the end. Father God, I pray thee hear this prayer, that you give me the strength to see it through the end. So you can be rewarded. There's people that are not seeing it through the end. They're not, oh, I'm about to climax inside her. Nope. So what you did that for, bro? Oh, I don't want nobody to know, dog. I ain't trying to be put to shame that I smashed her, dog. I ain't trying to have no more kids. So why are you committing yourself to doing that ritual? To that marriage? Why? Y'all not hearing me, bro. You got to stand on it. A lot of people are doing it until they about to get, no, hold on now. I changed my mind. People sat here with you and said, no, I see it all the way through with you, bro. I don't care. First few hours, man, on some real, bro, this ain't what I thought it would be. And, I just, hey, go on about your way. But just like Judah, it's going to follow you. It's not going to follow me. It's going to follow you. I played my part as a faithful friend. I kept my brother and my sister. I stayed committed to what I told the Lord. Even if I didn't know what I was saying and then I learned my lesson of what I said, I'm still going to see it through. If it was my day to do the dishes, I'm going to do the dishes. If I told you if you do the dishes for me today, I got you Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I got to do them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, period. I don't care if it was one of them days mama decided to make a big meal. I got to deal with it. Glory beyond. You feel what I'm saying? And when God sees that you're dealing with it, guess what he's going to do? He's going to send the angels. He's going to give you favor. When mama see that you made that act, no, it's supposed to be your day. No, but David said he was going to do it. I did say that. All right, I'm gonna help you with it. Man, you ain't never helped me with the dishes. It don't matter. It's the fact that I see he's committed to it. He ain't complain. And see, when you don't complain, that's when God give you a plane. He make everybody else walk, but he gonna give you a greater way to transport yourself to that destination so you have more time in your desires than they will when they come to devour whatever crumbs are left. Glory be unto the Lord, Jehovah Jireh for sure. That's why he says, no, not you. I'm not gonna let you back out of it like them. I really didn't even care for them like that, but you my favorite. You're my particular treasure. I'm going to equip you with certain objects that I didn't give them because I was going to object to them when they were speaking to me. But I said, you know what? I could use this for my glory. I could use this for my benefit because they thought that I forgot about what they did to one of my other favorites. They thought that I forgot about that inequity that they were trying to sweep underneath the rug. Glory be unto the Lord. But when that fruit come, I'm going to claim that one. It's up to you, loved one. And you have to, now you understand like, whoa. You do got to give yourself a pat on the back to say, I have not backed out yet. I have not bowed out yet. I have not thrown in the white towel yet. And yes, Satan is going to test you. That's what he's supposed to do. But every time you show him your light, get behind me, Satan. I'm coming out first. Glory be unto the Lord, man. Get behind me, Satan. I'm coming out first. You can have whatever's left. You could get whatever light that ain't being, man, you could get whatever light that's not being shown through me. That's why God said what he said. I see light and darkness the same way. It's based off of the fruits that I decreed to be righteous or unrighteous, good or evil. There's a lot of people that broke through, came out and did wicked in front of the Lord and God killed them off. And you said, come on, your turn. What you gonna do? It started with your family tree. You got to accept the truth of it. You ain't got to explain nothing if you don't want to explain nothing, but you got to expand everything. And when they see you not slipping, when they see that you're getting the glory that they're falling short of, it's going to bring them back in remembrance. Oh, they deserve that. I don't like it, but they can't do nothing, love. They can't, oh man, looking at them. Hey, I'm trying to help you, bro. Don't do that. I done been down that road. Nah, you done been down that road, but you ain't complete the road. My Lord. People be telling on themselves. I mean, I done did that before, bro. I'm trying to tell you, scary. You scary. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes people will set you up, though. They already know what's around that corner, and they want to see how you're going to respond to it. Hey, come here. Hey, go over there. And then the snare don't even happen the way that the snare was supposed to happen. And you be like, what happened? Oh, man, no, we was trying to do, but it's whatever. You got to keep an eye on them type of people, bro. You got to watch it. But guess what? I'm still going to say it don't matter. But now I learned I can't keep you that close because y'all like to play games. But God be watching. And a lot of people are trying to put you in a situation to make you look like you're committing a wicked act. That's why man tries to say the word in a certain way to try to get you to be like, Lord, I don't want to do nothing. No, just put me in the corner. No. Go out there and find joy. Go out there and find joy. The scriptures say, when you have that perfect love given to the Lord, you're not afraid of nothing. Fear is an evil. Fear of doing something to think that you're going to be punished. Why? You have never felt the love of the Lord if you feel like you're going to be punished for doing something that he said that can make you happy. Taking that leap towards what you desire, why would you fear that? Why would you back out from taking that leap when what you desire is right there? You should be willing to die to get to it. And God is not going to let you die or unlive yourself, however you want to say it, if he sees you're that committed to make sure, no, I'm going to get that. Everybody else can drop dead, but I shall find life because I'm with that. That is my life. Glory be on. Are y'all following what I'm saying? That's what God's looking for. Look at the people over there leaping. Look at that goat, that mountain goat that just, it has traveled up the mountain and it's on the slant of the mountain, licking the water that's coming out of the mountain. It is that thirsty. And when God see you jumping towards the well, come on, man. He's going to make sure you spring forth. Then people, no, I can't do it, man, because no, I was going to do it, but I ain't got the finances, bro. And then at the same time, I looked at that, no, bro, no, we're going to see it through. Don't try to back out. Don't do that wicked act. Don't ask God to open that door, and then because there's no light in it, you're like, oh, I ain't walking in there. No, you are the light of the world. The lights are going to activate when you walk in there. You have been to a surprise party. Either you had one for yourself or you was a part of one that was being given to somebody else. Them lights get turned off. And when the life of the party, and the light of the party walks in, what does everybody do? Flick them on. Surprise! At first, it may seem scary. But when you remember, hold on, this is my house. This is my earth that I have inherited. I am in charge. I have dominion. Everything is supposed to submit to me. And I take those submissions and I apply them. And I work them with the works of the Lord. I commit those works to the Lord. It's going to work out every time. I have trust in God. What can flesh do to me? Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to marry certain things, enter in certain things and marry them so you can create heirs for your descendants. So you can create fruits for your God. And when God sees that you're being a faithful friend and you're seeing things through, not just for the benefit of you, but those that you so love, watch what God cover you in. I'm talking big glory. I'm talking big crowns. I'm talking royal garments, holy divine ornaments. Are you following what I'm saying? The world's going to be astonished when they see you. Well, look at you. Who do you think you are? I got to be a big shot. Because every time I go, I hit the mark. Every time. I don't care if stones being thrown and bullets have to be ducked. I'm getting to the set. I'm not stopping right here and crying for help. No. I'm only going to stand still when God told me to stand still. But me standing still is still better than me backing out and going the other way and telling God, no, I can't do it, God. Give it to somebody else. And that's what a lot of people in this world have done. That's why the multitude is acting the way that the multitude is acting, and the few are moving the way that God wants them to move. And then the multitude are looking at the few and saying, oh, they're wrong. Look. No, we're righteous. We're seeing it through. Y'all turned back, but we kept going. God said, you shall not go back the same way you entered. That's what got that prophet killed, because he went back. You're supposed to go forth. So you need to look at your life, and you need to have spiritual integrity within yourself to say, hey, I only did it out of ignorance. I didn't know no better, but now that I know better, every step that I take shall be greater. Everything that I do shall ascend higher, shall bring increase, shall multiply. Anything that I touch shall multiply. Anything that I see shall be of light. Are you following what I'm saying? I will be the thing that destroys destruction if it ends up on my path. I shall not flee from anything. Anything of evilness shall flee from me. Are you following it? We should not be afraid of Satan if we know that our heart and our word is true and pure. If we bound that truth around our neck and we're reading the tablets of our heart, we should not be afraid if he comes to swift, if he comes to knock and to inspect our house to make sure that it still serves the Lord that it said we shall serve. We shouldn't be, what's going on, Satan? Why are you trying to fight me? Why you got your hands up with me? Because you know you spilled that seed on the ground. It cried out to the Lord. It didn't cry from the womb. It cried from the soil of the ground that was desolate, that wasn't even supposed to taste its sperm. Glory be on, man. Y'all know what I'm saying. Everybody could try to, the only ones that want to have a deaf ear to this doesn't want to hear the truth of it because they know what their heart is like, but they have already been judged. And I ain't sending nobody to hell. I'm sending everybody to reality. I'm sending everybody to that truth, to that mirror, so they can look, get that beam out their own eye and be like, all right, cool. I have an idea. I'm going to turn back to the Lord, and I'm going to fall back in love with my first love, and I'm going to commit myself to this marriage, and I'm really going to mean the words that I say. People always want to try to go forth and do other things, back out of something with you, do other things with everybody else, and they get beaten, bruised, and then they try to search you out and say, hey, I just been thinking, can I get a second chance? No, you can get a second and an everlasting chance with the Lord. I forgive you 70 times 70, but I'm not going to enter into you another covenant or anything like that. I'm not decreeing anything with you because that caused a lot of problems. That brought a lot of storms to my house that I had to be faithful enough to bring peace to. Are you following what I'm saying? Come on, loved ones. That fear is not you, baby. That's not your character. That fear is not you. You are a faithful attribute. You are a faithful decree. You are of faith. You are the image of faith. You are the image of strength. Nothing can break you. You are unstoppable. You are unbreakable. You feel what I'm saying? That's why God holds on to you as much as he holds on to you. That's why he fights the enemy with his elbows. You feel me? Because your life is in his hands. He holds it to his chest. He makes sure he keeps it in his hidden place. He makes sure you're always up to date with what's to occur, because he doesn't want you to lose that frequency of faith. He wants you to always ascend higher, to become a master ascender. He wants you to be on top of Mount Zion and decree to the world what he does for the righteous. That's why he's making sure you see it through. He's not going to let you commit a wicked act. That's the type of favor that you got over your life. He's going to make sure that you commit that marriage, you committed to that marriage, and you stay committed to that marriage, and that nothing breaks you from that. That every seed that you put out does not spoil, but it ripens and becomes magnified in his garden, in this world that he has given to you to inherit on Elohim, bro, sis. And you have to, from this day, mean what you say. And don't say things just to sound cute or try to seem like, I'm that. No, have integrity. No, I ain't saying that, because I'm going to have to see that through. And that's what you want me to do. You want to try to use the oil in my lamp to bring light into your life. No, you deserve darkness, because you didn't see it through, you wicked being. You need to go to God and ask for a restatement and get yourself out of your own debts and file bankruptcy with the Lord and sign the right forms to get a new heart, new mind, and soul. You're not going to use me. I am not your Pinocchio. Glory beyond. You feel what I'm saying? You got to keep it real, boy. Pinocchio said that. He said, I'm a real boy. Glory beyond. And that's for real. But you commit your words to the things that you know you can work out. Don't try to take a jump that you don't have faith to jump in, or make a faith to overcome. Just stick to what you know, and you will always find an abundance of happiness. You will always find an abundance of joy. You will always get the desires of your heart. And when God gives you the desires of your heart, you love them with your whole heart. And don't ever look at it like, I'm afraid to bite down on this. No. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care what faces they make. What did he tell Jeremiah? Don't be afraid of the faces they make. Keep your strength within you. You have the power to uproot and plant. You have to say what's right and what's wrong. You do. I give you that authority. So use it wisely. You feel me? Don't fear nothing from this day. Now that you understand what wickedness is, to just back out of a covenant that you made in the marriage that you have with the Lord. Stay in that. Stay committed to that. Overcome it. See it through. And watch what's on the other side. Surprise. You have reached success. You have reached your salvation. You have gained all the things because of the seeds you have implanted in the soil that God has moisturized with his living waters. Glory be unto the Lord, man. Elohim for sure. And know this. Elohim is over everything. If it ain't C7, it ain't G. Positive vibe, positive moves, do what you do. If it ain't C7 and what it is. Shout out to the God family, the real family. SAS, where we don't stress, we manifest. Keep our vibes high like the sun. We don't want the God we run. If you're not the Lord's people, we are not equal. Don't smile at me, bow to me. Have a wonderful day, loved ones. I love y'all.